morning, students. So here we have our math assignment for Wednesday, and we are starting to multiply common fractions. So we have done a lot of addition and subtraction with fractions and mixed numbers, and now we're going to learn how to multiply. So for this first assignment, you may notice that it's quite easy, and it will get a little bit more challenging as we add in mixed numerals. So after you complete your review exercises and speed drills, we can go ahead and start our sample problems. So of course we have to read our directions because there are steps to how to multiply fractions the right way. So it says here, when multiplying common fractions, first multiply the numerators. Next, multiply the denominators. If the answer is an improper fraction, change it to a mixed numeral. Be sure to reduce fractions to their lowest terms. And then remember, of means the same as x or times. And I will get into that in just a second. So one of the important things to remember is when we are multiplying fractions, it is not necessary to find a least common denominator. We're just going to simply multiply both the numerator, then the denominator, and find out if the fraction is improper or not. So I'm going to do the first two samples with you. And just a reminder, here where it says of, it means the same thing as times. So half of 4/5 is the same as 2/7 times 3/5. Just substitute the of for a multiplication symbol. It is just a different way of saying multiplication when it comes to fractions. So let's do our first sample, 2/5 times 3/5 over here. Okay. Okay, we're going to multiply our numerator first. So we have 2 times 3 is 6. And then our denominator, 5 times 5 is 25. So then we just have to determine if this fraction is able to be reduced. First, we know that it is not improper because the numerator is smaller than the denominator. But can it be reduced? No, there are not any numbers that fit perfectly into 6 and 25, or that 6 can fit into 25. So this is our answer, simply 6/25. For our second sample, we have 4/3 times 4/5. So we will multiply. 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 5 is 15. So here we notice that we do have an improper fraction, and we have to change it to a mixed number. As we do, we divide. 15 fits into 16 once. We're used to this. 16 minus 15 is 1. And then our answer will be 1 and 1/15. So after we've done that, we notice we do not have to reduce, and that is our final answer. So just multiplying the top, multiplying the bottom, changing any improper fractions to mixed numbers, and then reducing. Here for our language arts assignment, we are still continuing to complete our exercise for Do You Recall? So we are still just reviewing the same content that we have been learning over the past couple of weeks, and this time we are continuing to review simple and compound sentences. So it says to underline the subjects once and the verbs twice. We are very used to doing that. And then we're going to identify each sentence as simple or compound by writing S or C in the blank. Diagram the subjects and verbs on notebook paper. So we do have an extra step for these exercises, but yes, you do have to do them because if not, we may forget how to diagram and we will need it later on. So just follow the steps we're very used to doing. The underlining of subjects and verbs, identifying if the sentences are simple or compound, and then diagramming. So remember that you have to do those little figures for each sentence. You can go back to last week's assignment, or I can review the diagrams with you over Zoom today as a reminder. And then here on the bottom, it's going to be much easier. So even though you have a little bit more work on the top, you're going to have a break here on the bottom. So you're just going to identify whether or not the nouns are common or proper. So if they're the name of something, you're going to make sure that they are capitalized. So for example, this name on number 1 is Christian. So we would put P here for proper, and then we would capitalize. So you're just going to put a capital letter where there should be one. Here for number 2, we have the word beach. Beach is just a common noun, so we would just put C and nothing else. And let me know if you have any questions about that. And here for our spelling assignment for Wednesday, we are going to be working on syllables. So we're going to be working with the entire list. It's always important to read the directions and see which words they want you to use. This time it's list words, so all of our words. And you're going to categorize them by 2 syllables, 3 syllables, 4 syllables, and 5 syllables. So just clap them out and identify them. Do them one by one. My suggestion is to actually go down the list here first. So you would start with identify. So let's do that one together. Identify would have I-den-ti-fi. That's 4 syllables. So you would go ahead and write identify here. So then you'd go to the next one. Figure out how many syllables televise has, and then put it in the correct category. That's going to be the easiest way to do that. And then here on the bottom, you're going to write in the missing word. And it says, an inference is a conclusion reached by looking at facts. Look at the facts given in each sentence to infer the missing list word. Write the word. So all you're going to do is use the clues in these sentences to write the correct word. And this time it does say missing list words, so you're going to be using or taking a look at all of the words to figure out which ones apply here for numbers 5 through 10. And just a little reading reminder, we have chapter 2 today over Zoom for our read-along for Bridge to Terabithia. And if there's time, a little bit of Shakespeare review. So join me at 11 and I will see you then.